Oh, look at the space here to be exploited. McManaman! Right, off the goal line by number 11, Rob Edwards. 2-0. Now, who got the last touch on that one?
Yeah, it was John Barnes that scored, I think.
Barnes. Still Barnes. To McManaman. Barnes! 3-0. Marsh. Jones. Oh, was he bundled over? Yes, he was. It's a penalty. It clearly was a push. It's a bit of a pity, really, but it's given Liverpool this penalty inside the last minute, and John Barnes the chance to confirm a hat-trick.
From the Subbuteo-style surroundings of Twerton Park, this tie has moved to the more stylish setting of Anfield, which makes it a significant night for the Bristol Rovers goalkeeper Brian Parkin, who was born at nearby Birkenhead and supported Liverpool as a boy. Bristol Rovers say they could have got rid of about 25,000 tickets had they been made available to them. I think that might be a bit optimistic, but certainly not everybody that wanted to travel could do so, and they forced a corner in front of the 7,000 who are here. There's White. Oh, and Grobbelaar was in the right place, as he was so often last week. Everything that Bristol Rovers struck seemed to go straight to him at Twerton Park. Big Devon White gets up, and it may have come off Mark Wright. Here's Burrows. Here's Redknapp. And now it's Houghton. And Saunders, the defender slipped, recovered. Houghton again. McManaman in a great position here. The cross, he wasn't quite tall enough to reach it, even with the jump. Still McManaman. His better chance, no doubt, was when he was unmarked in the penalty area, but he couldn't reach that one. When he did come inside Alexander, he tested Brian Parkin. Here's Rees to Pounder. Mihu. Pounder again. That's White. It was nearly to Mihu. It's to Carl Saunders, in fact. Good volley. Oh, yes! What a start for second division Bristol Rovers. And it's Carl Saunders again. And their supporters thrilled to bits. What a strike. This is a smashing finish. Waiting for the ball to bounce. Right foot volley. Grobbelaar got his hands to it perhaps, but it was right up in the top locker. His 15th goal of the season, and he won't strike a sweeter one, surely. They just can't believe it. One or two of the Rovers lads were calling this, as far as they were concerned, the game of a lifetime. I would imagine that just at this very moment, Carl Saunders might think he scored the goal of a lifetime. But here's Dean Saunders at the other end. And that's not a bad effort either. And Parkin comes to the feet of Houghton. Dean Saunders trying to match his namesake. They've been looking forward to this match so much, these Rovers lads. And they're enjoying it even more now, and so are their fans. And now it's Marsh. Rosenthal, Saunders. It's all a little bit tip-tap, but this is McManaman now. And he's forced the corner. And that's Liverpool's first corner. Now what can they make of it? Mark Wright taking up a far side position. And there is Wright. Oh, and hooked away by Alexander, I think, from nearly on the line, the right back. It was number 2, Mark Wright's header, but I think you'll find this is Ian Alexander, the Scotsman at right back, who makes the clearance, because Wright got a header in which was wide of Parkin. Yes, that's a good clearance. That's what they're on the post for. That's wide on the right now to Jones. Redknapp's header, but not going close enough for Liverpool. Burrows. Header out by Alexander. Burrows again. Three waiting for a cross. Pulled back though. It's Houghton. Oh, deflection. Corner. Well, Houghton has engineered a goal or two from those positions this season. You'll see here that he's shot clips of Bristol Rovers player, and that sends it, header really, wide of the goal. Houghton coming in with Mihu, and it's going to be retrieved by Redknapp. Four waiting in a line for Liverpool. Header out was by Devon White. This is McManaman. Now he's opening up a little bit here. McManaman shot! Oh, didn't he open them up? Beautifully struck. And the Kop now voice their relief. And Steve McManaman hits a goal that in its way was every bit as good as Carl Saunders. He comes across Rees, left foot, going away from the keeper, right in the corner. He scored in the third round at Crewe, but he gets one here that's far more important on the night. It's put Liverpool back in business in this FA Cup replay. Steve McManaman, whose birthday it is today, 20 years old, what better way to celebrate? He's given them a present. That should restore some order to the Liverpool style of play. Mark Wright, McManaman. Round the back of them. Goodness me. Off Alexander in the end. But McManaman now on the other wing, playing now at the start of the second half on the right, has suddenly become a danger to Rovers. And Saunders. And pulled back. Saunders! Yes, he's got it. No, he hasn't. Oh, what a chance. It was always on for Dean Saunders here. McManaman didn't make it. And it looked as though it was in from our side of the ground, but it went the wrong side of the post. Well, we have a good cup tie on our hands now. Came off Clark, Redknapp following up. This is McManaman. Still McManaman. Brilliantly done by McManaman. And away as Ian Rush waited to pounce. It was Yates, I think, that got the ball out. It was a great run by McManaman. This is McManaman. Saunders waiting, Rush waiting. There's Rush, he took it away from Burrows, who was coming in behind him. Couldn't have heard the shout if there was one. Burrows was at full pelt coming in for the header. But Rovers have made a present of the ball back to Liverpool here. And vice versa. Oh, and it's Dean Saunders. Missed it. Would you believe it? Boothroyd, the substitute, will be so relieved. Because there were three bad passes in quick succession there. And Dennis Roth's team nearly committed Harry-Carry in front of the Kop. And the Liverpool top scorer put it wide. Pounder. Free kick. Carl Saunders was fouled by Burrows. Well, there's some legs in this cup tie yet, you know, because Rovers haven't buckled, and they're sending Billy Clark up again for the free kick. There's Carl Saunders. This is White. Devon White. Shot struck Mark Wright, and it fell nicely for Liverpool. McManaman rushed to his left. Saunders further over. Can he take him on the inside? He does. Still McManaman. Great run. It's Saunders. And this time the finish is short. And Dean Saunders, with his 20th goal of the season, beats Brian Parkin. And as Souness comes off the bench, you feel that maybe the resistance and resilience of this gallant Bristol Rovers side may have been broken. If it has, the man who's done it is McManaman again. Lovely run, opened it right up But that's a drilled shot inside the near post by Dean Saunders, making up for his earlier miss. And Liverpool will go to Ipswich on Sunday in the 5th round. Steve McManaman, on his 20th birthday, turned the game. After an uneasy first half, Bristol Rovers will be remembered, as will Carl Saunders, for their contribution to the FA Cup this season. They lost 2-1, but put up a great fight. It's Liverpool who go to Ipswich.
Well, Steve, a good way to celebrate your birthday, really, 20 today.
Yeah, well, the most important thing was we got a win, but the goal made it a special day.
What about the change of position for you in the second half there? You were on the left in the first half, on the right in the second half.
Yeah, it was a half-time. Mark Wright, the captain, said, swap with Ray Houghton, see what it's like on the right wing, and I got plenty of the ball and I was getting a lot of joy, so we just stayed that way.
The field really seemed to open up for you there when you were cutting inside on your left foot.
Yeah, well, there was always a lot of space, even on the left wing, and I think that's where we're going to find most of our goals, at least.
Gave you a hard game again, didn't they, Bristol Rovers?
Yeah, well, we totally expected it. They gave us a hard game at Swerton Park, and they battled very well here.
34-year-old John Walk has shaken off a hamstring injury, but his Ipswich team will have to rewrite the record books if they're to upset his old club Liverpool tonight. Ipswich have never won at Anfield in 29 visits, 21 defeats and 8 draws, and only Brighton among visiting teams have won an FA Cup tie here in the last 23 years. Walters tries to put Saunders through. Linnigan. McManaman makes the challenge. Walters will now find Houghton. Saunders and Marsh both up here. This is Marsh, number 6. Mike Marsh for Liverpool. Holds his head in disbelief. Craig Forrest probably takes some credit for that. It was a good opening, supplied by Ray Houghton for Mike Marsh. And there's a break on for Liverpool, but I think he'll have to go alone at the moment. There's nobody else around. They're trying to join him now. It's still Mark Walters. Saunders now is in the penalty area. And Liverpool force a corner in stoppage time at the end of the first half. Well, they always say what a good time it is to score. I think any time's a good time, but there you are. Just before the half-time whistle. And this is Marsh. Houghton. Mark Wright, Walters. In it goes again. It's going to come to Ray Houghton. And what a good time it was to score. Ray Houghton has put Liverpool in front. And after a period when Ipswich forced 2 or 3 corners and looked threatening, Liverpool broke away. The cross returned by Walters came out to Houghton. And this is the left foot inside the near post. And Wright. Saunders. Oh, dear me, he's put them in real trouble there. That's Milton! What a good effort. Simon Milton hit that from all of 25 yards. Kiwamya tries to find Thompson. Houghton steps in. Did rather better than that, didn't he? Good play. He's found McManaman. They want support. Mark Walters has made a run just inside him. Dean Saunders further over. Here's Walters. Oh, it's opened up for Mark Walters. What was John Walk doing there? He seemed to veer off to the other side and leave a gap, but Craig Forrest was on his game. But Walters with a chance to relieve things. Oh, and Saunders was looking the other way. Walk has got Ipswich on their way again. This is Whitton. Whipped in. Johnson! It's the equaliser. Gavin Johnson. And it looked as though it was coming for 5 or 10 minutes. You've got to give it to Ipswich. They were making Liverpool look uncomfortable, and Dean Saunders didn't read the ball down the left-hand side from Walters. There was a misunderstanding over there. And that allowed Steve Whitton to get in this telling cross from out on the touchline. And Gavin Johnson directs that header beautifully beyond Grobbelaar. Extra time at Anfield as second division Ipswich Town fight back in this cup tie Ipswich made Liverpool look decidedly uncomfortable in the second half. This is Jason Dazelle. Mickey Stockwell. Dazzelle's through the middle. Good ball. Jason Dazelle on here for Ipswich. Grobbelaar saves Dazelle. It's 2-1. Would you believe it? They're in front. Grobbelaar has come running out towards the referee complaining. Mickey Stockwell plays the ball through superbly. Precision pass. He got behind Marsh. Wright came across. Grobbelaar made the first save, but look at Dazelle. He's there to tuck it in. Whether Grobbelaar thought there was a player offside to the left, I don't know. 96 minutes gone. Liverpool 1, Ipswich Town 2. McManaman, Saunders. It may be too early to start talking about history like that because Liverpool have a free kick right on the edge of the area. It's very central and it might appeal to Mulby. It's Mulby! Oh, belter! An absolute belter from Jan Mulby. It's 2-2. What a match. They're relieved. He's dejected. But he's produced a goal that has turned the match yet again. McManaman. Rosenthal. McManaman! And they're in front! 3-2 Liverpool. Fabulous comeback. It's 2 goals in 2 minutes. And McManaman this time produces the magic. And it's all smiles suddenly for the Reds. From 2-1 down, they lead 3-2. Rosenthal played the return pass into the stride of McManaman. What a great first-time finish that is. And Liverpool will play Aston Villa in the 6th round on Sunday week. But behind that stark fact, a match of so many twists and turns, Steve McManaman proves again he's the man for the FA Cup occasion. He gets the winning goal after Ipswich had the nerve and the style to take the lead here at Anfield in extra time. But Liverpool turned it round with 2 in 2 minutes. And it's one of those FA Cup ties that will be talked about for years. And a final score at a thrilled Anfield of Liverpool 3, Ipswich Town 2, after extra time. Well, I haven't been to a match this season where the 2 sets of supporters have apparently been looking forward to it with so much enthusiasm. On the way to the ground today, both Liverpool and Aston Villa followers just couldn't wait for the game to start. It's the tie of the round, there's no question about that. The setting would seem to be absolutely perfect. The weather, the pitch, which has been described by Ron Atkinson this week as arguably the best playing surface in the country these days, and the ingredients for this cup match appear to be mouth-watering. That's McGrath and Richardson, and a good effort and almost a carbon copy of the goal he scored here in the league when Villa drew 1-1 with Liverpool back in September, and Richardson scored from roughly that position. McGrath. Oh, well played by Daly and Atkinson. Brilliant control and a good save to deny Daly and Atkinson what would have been a spectacular goal. Grobbelaar turned Atkinson's shot round. Forward by Venison. And Saunders gets the free kick. The foul given against Teal. Out and in quickly. Barnes. Quick thinking again. And now Staunton. And a good piece of play by Barry Venison. The interception and the pass has set Liverpool on the attack with Saunders. Good turn by him. Saunders shot!
Very good turn, takes 2 defenders out, and he hits the shot exceptionally well. You won't get closer to the goal without touching the post.
Venison joining up now. Venison, who scored here in one of the European games just before Christmas. And plenty of time to line up the shot then. We've been playing for an hour. And here goes Dean Saunders. Michael Thomas in a good position in the centre. Barnes is there as well, and McManaman. Here comes Thomas. Oh, what a chance. He's missed it. Saunders made it possible, and that, Trevor, I would have thought was the best opening of the afternoon, because Sean Teal for once missed the ball.
Well, that was the key to it. It was a very good cross, but I think Thomas thought Sean Teal would cut it out and then just saw it late.
Michael Thomas. Great chance again, and this time Thomas scores. It was made by Barnes, and Thomas puts it away so cleanly that the supporters now have forgotten all about the one he missed earlier. Liverpool are in front after 67 minutes, and Graham Souness sees the two players who've come back today from injury combining through the middle. Barnes with the slide rule pass, and this time Thomas's finish so assured. Staunton to Regis. Oh, he slipped right, or was it? Well, he had, but he was held. It's got to be a free kick. Atkinson and Teal. Parker! Great save. I don't know how much Grobbelaar saw of that, but it was, as Parker's expression reflects, a terrific save. On by Regis. This is Froggatt, and Grobbelaar's had to go back. They've got three waiting in the middle here. Surely Villa. Atkinson. And he hit... The ball hit him rather than anything else. And there were two other players, Trevor, better placed than him to finish off that cross. Trevor Brooking, there may just be time for you to say what you think at this stage.
Well, it's been a pulsating last half an hour, hasn't it? Liverpool just stepped up a gear in the second half. I think it was critical moving John Barnes into the middle for 20 minutes. He made the goal. His influence has been important. And in the end, that's going to be enough.
Enough to take Liverpool into the FA Cup semi-final, courtesy of a tremendous save by Grobbelaar and a goal a little earlier by Michael Thomas that he'll remember for the rest of his career, just as he got the one here for Arsenal. Graham Souness, a relieved man now. It was a sticky last 15 minutes for Liverpool, but they'd done enough earlier. They made the breakthrough when it mattered, and their supporters will be as eager as I'm sure the viewers are to know who they play now in the semi-final. A wonderful atmosphere. Aston Villa going to their supporters to thank them for the contribution they made to an excellent day here. Liverpool are home by just the one goal, and Aston Villa, whose contribution was considerable, will have to rue the fact they're out of the FA Cup.
Congratulations, what a great cup tie in the second half that was.
Well, I thought it was a great game. I mean, obviously on the line we see it differently, but I thought it was a great cup tie. It was two really good teams. Villa are a good team. We knew we had to be at our best, I felt, to beat them today. And I thought in the second half we showed signs of that. That today would be, I've been at the club a year, Ray. I would say that's the first time we've fielded anything like our strongest side. And I've always said, judges when our full side is at strength. We had three players out there today who hadn't played for a long, long time. And for Michael Thomas to get the goal that eventually won it, all credit to him.
You never won the FA Cup as a player. How about a manager?
No, we've still not won it. We've done very well today. I'm delighted. We've had lots of problems this year. We're now in the semi-final, and it's a neutral ground, and I would take our chances against anybody on a neutral ground.
What a lovely day for a semi-final. Clear sky as football looks forward to its own spring double. These 17,000 Portsmouth supporters are having a day out they won't forget, no matter what the result. They haven't been as far in the FA Cup for 43 years, whereas Liverpool, who have 24,000 fans here, they are playing their sixth semi-final in their last 8 seasons. And now Barnes has come right, waiting for Rob Jones to overlap. Good running again by Houghton. And this is Houghton still. Oh, Chamberlain. Bit of a scramble on the edge of the area. Ronnie Whelan, a thumping tackle. And here's Rush. Danger, Knight out of his goal. And Rush hits the side netting. And the marking somewhere there, Trevor, went wrong.
Unfortunately, it went across Ian Rush and he couldn't turn it back into goal. But I think that was a bit of justice, because I think Chamberlain should have had the free kick.
In by Neil, this is Anderton and Grobbelaar, look where he is, Aspinall, McLaughlin, oh, a great save! That's Grobbelaar all over. 1 minute you think he's too far out, and then he pulls off from McLaughlin. A save that bordered on the sensational. Simons, McLaughlin surely. Oh, Clark, Grobbelaar again. Colin Clark must have thought he was about to open the scoring, but this man has had an inspired couple of minutes. Neil is the defender. Barnes. Here's Rush. And here's Whelan. Saved by Knight, who responds against Whelan in the way that his opposite number, Grobbelaar, did a minute earlier. McManaman. And still. And there's Rush, and there's Knight, he's lost it. Rush! Foul surely on the keeper. Or was it offside even? Offside, I think. It's not going to be a goal anyway. Marsh. McManaman. Good little touch. This is Marsh. Rush!
Should have scored. Great move.
Rob Jones, a good run. McManaman. Oh, good challenge. But it's back with Jones. Rush is there again. Ian Rush hits the bar. And they hold their heads. And Portsmouth, breathe a sigh of relief. Another promising run from left back, and he's found Venison. It opened up for Venison. This is Burns for Portsmouth. Oh, he's Clark! Off the line with Grobbelaar scrambling. Steve Nicol, I think. It's Beresford out to Burns. They've got Clark and Anderton coming in from this near side. That's Burns cross, there's a man over, it's Clark. And here's Anderton with a chance for Pompey. And now it's his turn to hold his head. Warren Neal. Oh, that's a good-looking ball. It's Anderton. A real chance for Pompey. Darren Anderton. It's there. Portsmouth are in the lead of the semi-final. And it's the 20-year-old prospect, Darren Anderton, who goes through the middle to score. How coolly he takes the chance. Warren Neal with the through ball. That was precision. Wright couldn't get across. Grobbelaar came out. Grobbelaar got his hands to it, and it went in the corner. Marsh. Jones. He wants to get it inside on his right foot. This is Nicol. Steve Nicol. A good run. Oh, he's been tripped. Andy Orford. Andy Orford holds his hands up. He's not one of the players who's previously been booked.
Good position for John Barnes' left foot as well, I would have thought.
This is the danger. The curler from Barnes. Oh, it's gone in! It's been followed in! Ronnie Whelan! It's 1-1! Ronnie Whelan! Alan Knight couldn't quite get to it, and it rolled back along the goal line. And Liverpool have equalised.
Just 3 steps, wasn't it, John Barnes? There he is, 2-step over the wall. Just got the faintest of touches off the post, and it's Whelan first to react. That man there's relieved Graham Souness, but Jim Smith disappointed. Having got the goal, I'm sure he thought he was going to lead his team out at Wembley.
It's a replay at Villa Park tomorrow week, because with both goals coming in extra time, Liverpool and Portsmouth finish level. The final score at Highbury, a breathless Highbury now, is Liverpool 1, Portsmouth 1.
Hello everyone. Well, the toes are tingling with anticipation. The semi-final arguably more awash with emotion than any other stage of the FA Cup, even the final itself, because for the losers tonight it is agony. And what a welcome they will get. It's ticker tape again. from the Portsmouth supporters. Ronnie Moran, a grand servant of Liverpool Football Club for more than 40 years now, and he's answered the call again. Andy Gray and myself add our names to the long list of well-wishers to Graham Souness. Andy Orford knocking it over the back of Nicol Everton as Grobbelaar came charging out. The goal was left totally unattended. Thomas. For Saunders. Alan Knight stopped the first one. And Kit Simons was the second line of defence. But that was a rare opportunity for Liverpool. And Alan Knight was equal to it. Rush. Whelan. Barnes. Leaving space for Nicol to burst into again. Thomas is there! Well, we talked about Steve Nicol at left back to cover Darren Anderton, but it's the other way around at the moment. Owen Barnes. Back to goal. Daniel had to be careful. Oh, that was drilled by Mulvey with most of the force that right foot can muster. Can they hold out? Mulvey taking it in his stride. And Beresford says no, as Liverpool say, why not? Beresford looked in dire danger of giving away a penalty.
I didn't think it was. You watch Jan Mulvey, I think he goes looking for it.
McLaughlin's there if he rolls it to him, and he's gone outside for Neil. McLaughlin's still there. Beresford is there. Oh, it's against the bar. When it looked as though the ball had gone out, McLaughlin. Jones. Barnes. Is it going to be a draw at the end? Guy Whittingham went in, Barnes fell. And Martin Bodnam again says play on. Saunders trying to sweep it in. Saunders, he's certainly been consistent in his work rate. Nichols cross. What a way that would have been to settle it. We go to penalties in the semi-final of the FA Cup. Portsmouth the first to go with their captain. Oh, he's missed horribly. A great lift for Liverpool. John Barnes has done it all before. His last goal for Liverpool was a penalty in the FA Cup at Crewe to complete that hat-trick. That's the way it goes. So, one penalty apiece, but one goal to Liverpool. Kit Simons, here's the second selection for Pompey, and he does well. So it's 1-1. Liverpool have the advantage. Can they hold it now? It crept in. Thank goodness Liverpool will feel for the placement because there was no power. Next to step up, the Portsmouth right back, Warren Neal. Liverpool are nearly there. Dean Saunders, who took the penalty at Derby, failed with his one at Manchester City for Liverpool. He's taking his usual lengthy run-up. And Saunders buries it. Now their regular penalty taker, John Beresford, cannot afford to fail. The nails are bitten. There can't be anything left. And there's very little left for Portsmouth. There's nothing left. at all. In a season in which so many big clubs have been ambushed along the way, Liverpool have found a circuitous, but in the end, a safe path to Wembley, and have certainly given a great lift to Graham Souness.
Ronnie Moran and Malcolm Crosby. What price would you have got against these two men leading out the cup final teams when the competition started? Ronnie Moran, 43 years at Anfield, standing in today for Graham Souness. And Malcolm Crosby, only appointed manager permanently a week ago, and he took over at the turn of the year as caretaker. Ian Rush, two Rushes on the pitch, of course. Ian of Liverpool and David of Sunderland. And here is that very man. Mulby, Nicol. Swung wide by Mulby, beautifully to Ray Houghton, number 8. Michael Thomas a forward, but in space. Michael Thomas shoots, holds his head for skying it, but Tony Norman was very quick to his feet.
Typical Liverpool move, was it? Ray Houghton comes inside on his right foot so well, just flicks it with the outside of his foot. Thomas making that deep run and tries to lift it over Norman because he's so close to him, spread himself well and lifted it over the crossbar.
Here's McManaman. Nicol up on the left for Liverpool. Takes on David Rush. Thomas. Nicol. Deep one. Oh, it took Armstrong to clear it. Corner to Liverpool. Here comes Wright. It's come out to Thomas. In support here, Nicol. And now Mulby. Nicol again. And Wright still in there. And so was Rush.
Mark Wright staying in there, heads it back down, and look at Ian Rush make up the ground. Good half volley, but fortunately for Sunderland, straight at Norman.
This is Rogan now. Davenport holds it up well usually. Rogan. Oh, a skidder. Bruce Grobbelaar from Anton Rogan. And Grobbelaar may have collided with the post.
Yeah, he's just hit the back of his head there. Got a lovely left foot, Rogan. This one just bounces nastily, and you can see the thud there. That's a nasty whack.
Short to Byrne. It's Kevin Ball at the back there. Byrne! Oh, he was onside, and what a good chance for the man who scored in every round. Liverpool were sleeping a bit, weren't they?
Well, it was a half clearance that everyone challenges, and a great header comes back across, and normally John Byrne would compose himself, even control it, and then pick his spot. He just snatched at it. That's what Wembley does for you.
There's Armstrong. There's Davenport away by Wright. And then half away by Mulby. Oh, it's gone wide off Mark Wright. The shot was by Bracewell, and the deflection could have gone anywhere to Grobbelaar's relief. It flew off Wright's foot, I think it was Wright, and went past the post. Yes, look at that. Grobbelaar was going the other way. Davenport. He's turned right as Davenport. Oh, Atkinson! Liverpool are leading a charmed life in there, Trevor, aren't they?
Davenport did terrific. It was almost as if everyone stopped. They thought there'd been a whistle or something, and Davenport toe-ended it, and Atkinson couldn't quite get the shot.
Thomas. Oh, well played by Jones. McManaman!
Terrific play by that young man again, Rob Jones. I'm looking forward to seeing how he copes with the European Championship, because he does look exciting, doesn't he? Going forward, whipped in,
I wonder whether Tony Norman felt it could have come for that, because it's a header on the 6-yard box and McManaman couldn't quite keep it down.
And here's an opportunity for Liverpool to lay some claim just before half-time. A free kick, quickly taken. McManaman the outlet. And he's skipped down on the right-hand side. He's got inside. And it's still McManaman. Oh, brought down by Bracewell, was he? No. Liverpool can't believe it. They're going to Philip Don. And they must have felt on the bench that was a possible penalty offence.
You couldn't see it from that angle. He caught his standing foot. It was definitely a penalty. As he slid in, Bracewell just blocked it. He got his standing foot and flicked him down. Definitely a penalty.
Knocked out wide to McManaman, who is indeed starting on the right-hand side this time. Takes on Atkinson. Gets past him. And flips it into Michael Thomas. Thomas's shot! Oh, that's a fine goal! Graham Souness looks on in admiration, and in the second minute of the second half, Liverpool have taken the lead in the cup final, and McManaman, who Trevor Brookings said would do more damage on the right than on the left, got the ball in, and Michael Thomas swung his right foot, and that goes down as one of the best cup final goals. Beautifully delivered, and what about this? Rush away only as far as Mulby. Mulby shot, oh, and tipped over by Tony Norman.
That was a magnificent save, a great shot. I mean, Mulby just popped it up in a dipping volley, and he did very well. You can see it was going to just go under the crossbar, but he got his fingertips to it.
Sun in the eyes a bit there. This is Mulby for Liverpool, up to Saunders. Coming in round the back was Kevin Ball, penalised. Houghton. This is Nicol. Saunders against the bar. So close to 2-0 for Dean Saunders, the top scorer.
He deserved a goal because he's played very well in the second half. He's helped sort of step up the Liverpool play going forward.
Nichols cross this time. Tony Norman can come for this. And that might have been curtains for Sunderland if that had been a foot lower. Instead, it's Byrne with a chance to develop something for them. Davenport, there was nobody to his right. He had a quick look. I don't know where David Rush is. I think he's probably run out of steam. Here's Houghton. Saunders. Thomas through the middle again. Michael Thomas. Rush. 2-0 Liverpool. So simple. And vintage Ian Rush. 68 minutes gone, and Liverpool go 2 goals clear in the cup final. And there's nobody that loves the Wembley scene better than Ian Rush.
Saunders again involved. Unselfish play from Thomas, and there Ian Rush, either side to choose from, tucked it away. Saunders running at the defence. Michael Thomas, another of those surging runs, could have been selfish. Saw Rush there, and at 2-0 now, can't see them getting back into this a typical Liverpool move, and that's the way to finish. You don't have to burst the net, pick the spot.
Oh, it's Rush away, and Tony Norman comes out, and here's Ray Houghton trying to knock it back from 45 yards, and Norman's in trouble here, and he's... Oh. Well, he saw the funny side of it. Ray Houghton attempting something there, rather like Pele, or should we say Chris Waddle, who tried it in the last World Cup, didn't he? Amazing.
Well, it's great thinking, Tony Norman, and there's first touch, didn't even stop it. Certainly a wedge, isn't it, that height, and didn't get the backspin on the green he wanted, and he's bounced over the crossbar, but exciting bit of play, and it's good to see Tony Norman still able to smile after it.
Well, McManaman on the ball now, has Saunders just inside him here. Saunders shot, and Tony Norman rocking on his heels turns it over from Dean Saunders as Liverpool start to enjoy themselves. Saunders picked this one up, what, 20 yards out, and Norman was advanced and had to spread himself backwards.
Yeah, some good performances, as you say, Liverpool, particularly second half, Saunders and Thomas, but my trio, I think, would be marked right at the back, Mulby in midfield and McManaman out wide.
Yes, here's Saunders. Tries the bender.
Did everything right, came inside. Bennett just beyond the far post, but is it been unlucky? What hit the woodwork? Good second half though, a lot of movement.
And Liverpool have won the FA Cup in their centenary year and qualify again for Europe. Second Division Sunderland well beaten on the day, but Michael Thomas's goal after 47 minutes, followed by one from Ian Rush after 68 minutes, the difference between the two sides in a match where Liverpool totally dominated the second half. Handshakes all round. Liverpool know how vital this was for them. It was unthinkable for them not to be in Europe, and Graham Souness, only a matter of a month after his open heart surgery, watches his team from the bench win the FA Cup at the end of his first season as the Liverpool manager. Liverpool win the FA Cup for the 5th time and in their centenary year as well. And Liverpool march down the steps into Europe in the European Cup Winners' Cup, and of course they'll be back here for what should be a good Charity Shield match next August against the new First Division champions Leeds United. The final score in the 1992 FA Cup final, the new trophy handed over today for the first time, goes to Liverpool, who beat Sunderland by 2-0.